the Australian government has announced it will spend $600 million over 10 years getting a Papua New Guinea team into the National Rugby League. It's a major deal not only for the sport but in Australia's relationship with the Pacific nation. Oliver Nobetau is a Pacific Fellow at the Lowy Institute and he joins me now. Oliver, welcome to the program. Thanks for your time.
Having me, Mel.
So to begin with, can you just take us through the background of this deal? How long has it been in the works?
So, like Prime Minister Marapa had mentioned during the press conference, this is something that's been started since 2008. So it's something that's happened gradually over time and started with, the introduction of the PM's 13 that we see played every year, as well as the introduction of the PNG Hunters in the Queensland Cup. So it's something that's been a long time coming for sure.
This is not just about rugby, of course. We're reporting that that PNG has agreed to sign what's been called a parallel agreement on strategic trust. So what else is it that Australia is getting out of this deal?
Yeah, I think whether or not this happened 5 years ago or, if this happens in the future as well, this is something that's taken into account with the geopolitics that's happening in the region. About a separate pact that's being signed, I'm not too across that, but there was a big reference to what was signed last year, which is the bilateral security agreement between PNG and Australia, which bolsters the security cooperation and it expands to a non-traditional security realm as well. So there was news being broken by ABC a few weeks ago about a potential security clause that will be included within the text. There was not much talk about that during the press conference, but it's clear that there is a priority to focus on building and strengthening the security cooperation to protect the integrity of the investment coming in.
Yeah, the Australian Prime Minister mentioned there at the press conference about the Pacific Policing training facility that's opened in Queensland. I guess just talk us through the significance of the relationship, the security relationship between Australia and PNG at the moment and how that's moving forward, I guess, with this deal as well.
With the Pacific Policing Initiative, that sort of expands outside to the rest of the Pacific, but specifically looking at PNG and Australia's security relationships, it's something that's long-standing since even before independence, and we've been seeing an increase, a gradual sort of further integration between both of the countries. With the signing of the bilateral security agreement last year, we're building the training colleges as well, upgrading the one over at Bomana over in Port Moresby. So this one just sort of adds to that as well.
For Papua New Guinea, will the benefits, do you think, extend beyond the sport? Here, the Prime Minister spoke earlier about grassroots initiatives and education as well.
So I guess this is something where really only time will tell to see how big the benefits are and how we reap them. The deal itself is something that was focused not purely on the operation of the NRL franchise, but it was split between money being funneled into development pathways, which is something that is significantly missing within PNG. So this is something that will assist not only from a development perspective, but it's something to ensure, and it goes to the longevity of the investment for the franchise as well.
James Marape said that this will be a total lifestyle transformation in Papua New Guinea. So how do you think it will be received on the ground there, this huge announcement?
I think, look, everyone expects it to be received with a lot of positivity, and I think it will be. Papua New Guineans are very passionate about rugby league, and this is sort of something, I think it goes back to what the Prime Ministers, both of them, had really talked about, which is sort of building the people-to-people links. And, the signing of this deal is something that goes to serve, Australia's intention to build not only Pacific literacy, but as well as literacy about Papua New Guineans and the history that we share within Australia domestically as well.
And just finally, what do you expect the international reaction to be, particularly the response from China, which has, of course, had its eye on PNG and the Pacific more broadly?
I mean, specifically from China, this is something that, PNG has covered for a long time, and if you compare, Australia and China relations, it's something that Australia really has a comparative advantage over, right? There's no sort of alternative rugby league competition over in China. So I don't think it's going to ruffle any feathers or anything, but I think, it's sort of, if we're focusing purely on the PNG Australia bilateral relationship, it's just sort of a step in the right direction of where we want to foster greater partnership and integrate with our relationship.
Oliver Nobetau from the Lowy Institute, thanks so much for your time.
Thank you for having me.